Osgood joins us with a look at your forecast. It's been a generally gloomy day, but it seems like the worst of the rain for us, at least, still to come tonight.
Yes, we actually saw a pretty substantial amount of flooding in areas in New York and Vermont. And while we aren't going to see flooding quite that bad here, we are going to see some heavy rain, especially as we go into the overnight hours. So currently, that heavier rain is going through Vermont, which has caused some issues with flash flooding throughout the day today. And this system is going to begin to pull towards Maine as we go into the overnight hours, but there isn't going to be quite as much heavy rain, but the chance for flooding is still there. You can really kind of see, especially towards Burlington, Vermont, where some of those oranges and red colors are, that's some very heavy rain that is going to start coming towards our area, but it is going to decrease in intensity a little bit as we go throughout the night. That being said, in areas of western Maine and northern New Hampshire, there is a chance of a flood watch. So there is some potential here for some flooding, but none of that is currently happening. Now, in terms of current temperatures, only in the middle 60s in a lot of places, and that's because most of us have been socked in with clouds for most of the day, a little bit warmer over in eastern Maine, where they were able to see some more sunshine today. And another thing that you may notice is how muggy it is, and it is going to continue. In fact, the trend is going to go steadily upward in terms of how humid it's going to be over the next few days. So in that aspect, it'll still be feeling like summer, even if right now it's a little bit cool. Now, as we go into the overnight hours, northern New Hampshire and western Maine is where we're going to see that heavier rain coming in this evening. It's going to get towards central Maine as we go into the very early hours of Tuesday, and then it's going to hit eastern Maine as we go into the later morning hours of Tuesday, but still pretty early. Then there is a chance as we go later in the day of some wraparound showers because the center of this low pressure system is going to be moving through Maine over the next day or so, and then things are going to clear out as we get into later in the day on Tuesday. Probably some more cloud cover will be hanging around, and then as we go into Wednesday, things are really going to warm up with just the chance of some storms because it'll be hotter, more humid, and more sunny, which creates the chance for that. Now, if you're going to be out on the water, seas of 2 to 3 feet, water at 64 degrees, not bad. And then in terms of the 7-day forecast, so we have that rain moving through most of it on a Tuesday night. Again, if you encounter any flooding, be sure to be aware of your surroundings. And then as we get into Wednesday, things will become gradually hotter and more humid as well, with a chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Then as we get into Thursday, same kind of deal, though I think it's going to be a little bit cooler and a little bit more cloudy with, again, an isolated chance of a shower in the afternoon. Then for Friday, another system starts to creep towards us, so we'll have more of a chance of showers and thunderstorms, and it'll be cool, once again cooler and cloudier. And then at this point, the weekend is looking a little bit drier. That's starting to get a little bit far out, so you want to tune in the next few days to kind of take a look at how that is exactly setting up. But we've had this kind of pattern coming up again where you see kind of storms and then sunshine and then storms. At least if they move through relatively fast, it does decrease the chance of some flooding. But again, that still can occur later tonight, so just got to be aware of your surroundings.
Be very careful for that tonight. All right, Dana, thank you.